Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really fascinating piece of business strategy, straight from the world of sports. We're going to look at how the most boring result in soccer can actually be a company's secret weapon. So let's just dive right in.
All right, let me ask you something. What's the one scoreline in soccer that just makes you groan? You know, the one that makes you feel like you just wasted 90 minutes of your life? I think for most fans, there's one really clear answer.
Yep, you guessed it, the 0-0 draw. And it's not just that the game might have been a total snooze fest. For anyone who's got a little money on the line, this result can be, well, uniquely painful. It's the ultimate bet killer.
Okay, so let's start by really digging into the problem here. We've got to understand why this scoreline is so frustrating for bettors before we can see just how clever the solution is.
I mean, just think about the most popular bets people make, right? Who's going to score first? Will your favorite striker find the back of the net at any time? What's the final score going to be? Well, a 0-0 result just wipes all of those out. Poof, gone. The excitement just vanishes, and so does your money. It leaves everyone, fans and bettors, feeling completely and totally deflated.
But what if there was a way to kind of take the sting out of that disappointment? In the super competitive world of sports betting, some companies have come up with a really surprising safety net to deal with this exact problem.
It's called the board draw promotion. And what's so interesting about this is just how simple it is. The whole idea is, if the game is a goalless bore, you shouldn't have to lose your cash. The sportsbook literally just refunds your bet on certain markets. It's basically an insurance policy against boredom.
And it works exactly like you'd hope. So you place a bet before the match kicks off on something like the correct score or the first goal scorer. The final whistle blows, it's a dreadful 0-0. And then, instead of seeing a loss in your account, your stake is just returned. Simple, right? But it's a really powerful idea.
So, what's the real magic here? That moment of total frustration is instantly transformed into a moment of relief. That feeling of a complete loss is replaced with a second chance. You get your money back to bet on another game. It's a game changer for the customer.
But, and this is the important part, this isn't just about being nice to the customer. Oh no. This is a brilliant, kind of secret strategy from the house. Let's take a closer look.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? In an industry where the house is always supposed to win, why on earth would a business just give money back? It seems like it goes against every single business instinct.
Well, the answer isn't about the short-term loss on that one bet. Nope, it's a long-term play. It's all about building a relationship with the customer that goes way beyond a simple transaction. It's all about loyalty.
And this is where the strategy really pays off. See, by offering a refund, the company is sending the super powerful message, hey, we're in this with you. This builds a level of trust that's just so hard to get with traditional ads. It's a unique selling point that doesn't just attract new customers, it gives the ones they already have a really good reason to stick around. And the result? The brand is seen as fair, generous, and genuinely on the customer's side.
Now let's put this into perspective for a second. Traditionally, betting companies have had to rely on these really expensive promos, like huge deposit matches, just to get new people in the door. The board draw promo? It's a much more elegant solution. It generates real, authentic excitement and discussion online and between friends. And that kind of organic, word-of-mouth marketing is incredibly valuable and way more cost-effective than just throwing money at the problem.
So, okay, it's great for customer loyalty. We get that. But does it actually make financial sense? This brings us to the really fascinating paradox at the heart of this whole strategy. How can giving money away actually lead to more revenue?
The psychology here is absolutely key. This strategy taps into something called loss aversion. That feeling where we hate losing $10 more than we love winning $10. So by removing the sting of this one specific type of loss, that safety net makes people more confident. Maybe they'll place slightly higher stakes or even bet on a match they'd normally skip. This diversifies the betting and ultimately increases the total amount of money being wagered.
Of course, the company is still taking a risk here. I mean, they are on the hook for those refunds, but this isn't some wild gamble. It's a very precisely calculated risk, and it's all based on one simple statistical fact. And here it is. This is the secret ingredient that makes the whole thing work. The reality is, while 0-0 draws feel super common and frustrating, statistically, they're actually pretty rare in the grand scheme of things. So the company gets all the marketing and loyalty benefits, while the actual financial hit from the refunds is limited and totally manageable.
Which brings us to our conclusion. When you put all these pieces together, you don't have a situation where one side wins and the other loses. You've got a genuine win-win.
As the source material puts it so well, this isn't just a gimmick. It's a strategic move that can yield substantial rewards. And those rewards are both financial and about the brand's reputation. So, the big takeaway is this: putting the customer's experience first, even if it has a small, short-term cost, isn't just a nice thing to do. It's a powerful, intelligent business engine that drives trust, loyalty, and, at the end of the day, growth. And that leaves us with a final thought. This whole strategy of turning a negative experience into a positive one, it's kind of genius, right? It really makes you wonder, what other freebies or customer perks that we just take for granted are actually brilliant business moves in disguise? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.